Hi all, welcome to my channel. I am Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today guys we are going to be doing our U96 build. So we are going to do issue 65 of Build the U96, and we are going to be continuing with our engine room today. So this is the second now issue on the engine room, and it is going to be coming together quite nicely. Not so many fiddly parts today, but I know that is due to come in the next few issues, so yeah. God help us when that happens, but I'm sure we will be fine. Anyway, let's get started. So, with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay guys, so issue 65, the engine room. Okay, so the first pieces we need are these pieces here. Now, what it's asking us to do is it wants us to glue in this piece just into here, like so. So we'll get some glue in there. And then put that in. Just hold that there for a few seconds, just while the glue takes. Should do. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Okay, and then we need to sandwich that with this piece here. So again, I'm going to use a bit of glue on this bit here. And then some in the hole there. And we'll sandwich this together. Okay. Might have to hold that together for a bit. Okay, so I can actually put that to one side because I really want that to set. We're going to need our first engine block, and we're going to need this from our previous assembly. That thing is just wanting to roll into my path. Now what it wants us to do with it around like this, it wants us to put this into here and line up the pegs just on here. Now it wants us to glue them in. So I think the easiest way to do this is just going to be to run some glue just on the inside of these pegs. Okay, and that's what that should look like. Okay, so bringing this back across, it wants us to put this, it says take the assemble and engine coupling and insert the long peg formed by, into the notch in the rear of the engine indicated by the arrow. So this is just going to simply be going on just onto there, like so. Now it doesn't, after test fitting as shown above, fix the coupling to the engine with a little glue. So this does want gluing. So I'm just going to put some in the bit that's been notched out. And put that into place. Okay, the next piece we need is this piece here. And this piece is going to be basically going onto here like so, but it does need gluing into place. So the easiest way to do this is to drop some glue into these pegs, these bits here. Okay, I'm going to put some around the pegs in the centre. And then just some on that bit that we've just put in. So it's really going to be sandwiched in there. Then as I line up all the holes, I'm going to push that into place. Now, it's easier said than done. I think that's in. I just want to check the magazine. So yeah, that's what it should be looking like. There's a bit of a gap just here that I'm not too happy with, but what I might do is just grabbing a cocktail stick. There's a little bit of a gap there. I'm just going to get some on the tip and just run a tiny amount of glue just down there. And all I want this to do is just to close the seam up. Then if I get a clamp, and just put a clamp on there. Right. So I'm just going to pause the camera for a few moments while that glue sets, and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that's had a little bit of time to glue. I'm just going to take that clamp off, and if you actually see now there, we've got a perfect seam on that one, so I'm happy with that. We'll put the clamp away. Right, so we need this piece next. Now this is going to go on to here like that. Going to be enclosing that together. Again, that does need to be glued, and I'm thinking I may have to clamp this again. So we will see. So let me just get some glue, because the more time I take now in making sure everything's lined up properly, the more it's going to be a lot easier in the long run. So let's see. Okay, so this wants to be going on like that. And actually, I don't actually need to clamp that. That's looking fine to me. Okay, so the next piece we need is this bit here. This bit is just going to go on to that part there. Again, we're using glue. So that just slots in just like so. Okay, moving on to the next step, we've got these three pieces here. Now, these are going to be going together. We can make sure them two notches are lining up at the bottom. So they're going to go together like that. Again, we are gluing these. So I'm making sure I'm using the correct amount of glue. Okay, I'm just going to hold that in my fingers, because what we're going to do with this part, this is going to glue on to here like so. And that looks pretty cool, to be honest with you. So yeah, right. Right, so I'm just going to bob a bit of glue in there. The other thing I'm finding is they're not snug parts. They're going together very easily. Okay, so I'm just waiting for that to dry because we are putting this onto our engine after. Okay. So this is going to go on into this notch just in our engine. So this is going to sit on like that. But you see, with me only just gluing that, it's not liking it. Because, like I said, I've only just glued it, and you do need time for super glue to go off. It's the law, unfortunately. So, while that is drying in my fingers, which I seem to be doing a lot of that today, I'm just going to bob some super glue in the gap where the notch is. And then I'm going to bob this in. Now, hopefully I've left enough time for that to dry. And then I'm going to hold that in place with my fingers. A lot of holding in place today. Like so. Okay. Now, I did not realise it was not lined up on the other side. It is now. I didn't realise that. Okay, so next we've got some tiny bits of detail to put on. Okay, so from the sprue, I'm going to first go with B. This is B. And B, there's just a little notch just on the end. That's where that is going to go. So I was putting a little bit of glue in there. Right, definitely having to hold that in place while the glue goes off. Glue goes, it does go off when you hold it, because what's happening is the heat from your hands is allowing the glue to dry a little bit quicker. Okay, so that I think is glued enough. Next we need is A, and A is going to go into the notch just by the side of it, of what we just put in. So and we've got kind of a little curve on this. I don't know if you can see that. That's going to go with the curvature of our engine. Now this could be fun. Let's think in tweezers to get this in. If it'll load up onto my tweezers. Okay, that's gone in. Yep, that's gone in nice. Fantastic. So that's A and B details in. It next wants us to put in detail C. Okay, this is detail C. That's going to be going in the notch at the top. Now it's got like a, I need to have a look for a bit that looks like a, got like a hole on it. I hope I picked the right piece here. I don't know if I have. No, I haven't. This is detail C on this sprue. Right. That was my mistake I made post video. Easy enough to make a mistake. At least I saw it before I started gluing things. Okay, so this detail is going to go in there, and it's got like a little hole on it. That needs to be facing me. So glue into the notch. In fact, I'm going to dip the tab in the glue and then put this in place, and that's what that should look like with that detail in place. That hole is facing us, and that is all there is to do in this issue. So we are really making some progress with our engine. I know there's going to be a lot more to do on this, but I am very, very impressed with this so far. Just trying to make sure that everything lines up, everything looks correct. But yeah, that is looking beautiful, really beautiful. So guys, that is issue 65 complete. Well, that is it for issue 65. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm just trying to take this one bit at a time and really trying to enjoy the challenge of doing this engine room compartment, because it's not easy, but it's definitely going to be worth it in the long run, because yeah, I think this is one of the things that really is going to make the model look absolutely fantastic. And I really have enjoyed the detail parts up to now. So yeah, fingers crossed, everything's doable and we can really get this engine looking beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please could you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and be notified of any future videos. But as for always, stay safe and bye for now.